Ben Affleck is back in a new movie. Yes, Hypnotic. Now, is this a film that had me under its spell, or did I come away ultimately feeling like I'd been ripped off by a load of con artists? Let's find out in my review now. So welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome to my review for this new Ben Affleck movie, Hypnotic. This 2023 action mystery thriller in which Ben Affleck plays a detective called Danny Rourke who's just lost his child. His child has been kidnapped and he's on the hunt for her while uncovering a big government conspiracy. Yes. Now this film here runs for a swift 93 minutes, 1 hour and 33 minutes in length, and comes at us directed by no other than Robert Rodriguez, and written by Robert Rodriguez and Max Borenstein. The film itself stars Ben Affleck as Danny Rourke, the main character, Alison Braga as Diane Cruz, who you may recognise from the movie Predators, another Robert Rodriguez movie. William Fichtner plays Del Rain, and the film is backed up by some great character actors in the form of people like Jeff Fahey and Jackie Earle Haley. Yes, so I've gone into this film completely blind, no idea what it was about, no idea what to expect, other than it was Ben Affleck and directed by Robert Rodriguez. So obviously I'm curious. So we start this film off and we're introduced to Ben Affleck's character, Danny Rourke, and he's in a session with a counsellor. It's for his work, and he's reminiscing about a time when sometime previous his daughter had vanished. He was at a park with her, he took her eyes off of her for a couple of minutes, and bam, she's gone, disappeared, kidnapped by someone. No one knows who or where or why. He then gets a call about this suspected bank robbery, and they attend this, and they're introduced to the character of William Fichtner, Del Rain, the film's big bad, who seemingly has this power to control people's minds and get them to do what he wants them to do. And Ben Affleck gets into the bank before him. He's given the number of a vault, and inside is a picture of his daughter, and this leads to this big conspiracy, this big what's going on kind of a story that twists and turns like a twisty-turny thing. Now, I don't want to spoil the film at this juncture. I will do that in a minute. So for me, this is a film that had fantastic concept to it. It had a really fantastic story, but I'm not entirely sure whether it actually delivers under the weight of what it wants to do or what it wants to give us. It's a film that I've come away on that ultimately I enjoyed. For 1 hour and 33 minutes, it didn't bore whatsoever, but ultimately sleeping on the film, I don't know whether it actually works in its narrative or not. It's a film that I'd need to give another watch to and really think about, and that's a good thing though, in that the film gets you thinking. It's not a throwaway story. Yeah, some of the acting in it is pretty good. Ben Affleck though, he delivers I'm not sure on Ben Affleck's performance in this film, I'll be honest. It's very grizzled, it's very, I don't know if he's sleepwalking through it, if he didn't really want to be there or what. He doesn't give one of his best performances that I've seen. It's like by the numbers, just do the money film kind of a thing. Yeah, so ultimately it's an, like I said, interesting concept, but I don't think it lives up to what it wants to do. I can't really say more about it than that until now, and now I'm going to delve into like a spoilery side of this film. So if you're interested, carry on listening. If it's a film you fancy watching, I suggest that you jump out at this juncture and go and watch it. Maybe come back after, because the film is going to be spoilt at this point. Okay, so as I said, we're introduced to the character of Danny Rourke at the beginning. His daughter's been missing, has gone missing, kidnapped, so to speak. He's torn apart by this. and he gets involved in this conspiracy to do with hypnotics and people who have the ability to hypnotize other people considerably, and people who are able to not just hypnotize them but create constructs just with a few words, a few visual aids, visual cues, are able to make them believe that they're inside another world, essentially inside what they want them to be inside, and thusly getting these people to do stuff for them to the point of actually shooting and killing people, robbing banks, all this sort of a thing. The film progresses in such a way that we're left questioning what is going on until a certain juncture in the film. We come to find out that the tip-off that Ben Affleck gets from the beginning of the film is from Alice Braga's character, Diane Cruz, who is a hypnotic in herself, and she has a shop where she works out of, so to speak, and he sees her as being one of these con artist kind of individuals. But it turns out that actually she's not, that there is actually this bigger world and this government conspiracy where a government agency where they actually have hypnotics, people who are able to do far more and have this sort of a superpower, so to speak, and make people believe that they're inside a certain construct doing what they want them to do and all this sort of a thing. And as the film progresses, we come to learn that Ben Affleck's character is actually inside one of these constructs. He's not actually a real living person in the sense of the narrative of the film that we see. He's living in this construct that he's living it over and over again. His mind gets wiped because they need the daughter. They need his daughter. He's a member of this organisation. He has these powers. The character of Diane Cruz is actually his wife, the mother of the daughter, and they're all searching for the daughter because the daughter has been is the product of these two coming together, two hypnotics who have given birth to a hypnotic who's far more powerful than anyone that they've ever seen. And Ben Affleck wanted to get her out of this program and get her into like have her in, just live a real life, so to speak. So he's hidden her out there, but he's wiped his own mind of where he's hidden her, but he's left himself a clue, which is this photo that is inside this box at the beginning of the film with something written on it, a photo of his daughter, and he's trying to track her down. But this is all set up by this agency because they want him to believe he's a detective, a dad searching for his daughter. They want him to believe that he needs to find out where she is and thusly tell them where he's actually hidden her so that they can go and get her. Yes, it's this kind of twisty-turny concept, and the film sort of replays itself a bit later on where we come to learn that everything you've seen is actually inside this construct. It's not real, it's essentially a set. That they've set up a set and it's played out over and over again for Ben Affleck's character to reveal the location of this girl. And that's what the film's about ultimately. Now, like I said, it's quite it's a really clever idea. It's a really clever film, but not entirely executed pretty well, because I came away thinking, okay, so you've got these bad guys who are playing this stuff out, or seemingly bad guys, but they're giving away what they are to Ben Affleck in the concept of the construct. They're saying to Ben Affleck, hey, there is this world of hypnotics. Maybe there is... what I'm saying is surely there'd be a better way of doing it where their inclusion of what they are and their group isn't inside this construct, where his daughter actually has been kidnapped by someone, they make him believe, and he's got to search out where she is and ultimately would lead them to it without any involvement of the hypnotic side of things. That's the element of the film that really makes no sense to me, and whether it would work if they took another route into his mind than saying, investigate us, investigate what we are and what we're doing, let me give you a little bit of these breadcrumbs. And ultimately the film falls down in that sense for me. And this is why I'm saying that really I'd need to give it another watch, knowing what I know at the end of the film, and watching it again from the beginning, see if it actually works or doesn't work, because part of me would think that actually this film doesn't really work in what it's doing. It's not really been thought about. It's bogged down in its own narrative. The film's aesthetic is somewhat dark, shall we say. There's certain scenes and that, like in the police station, in hallways, all this sort of thing. But then it becomes apparent as to why, when you realise that it's actually a construct, the way it's lit and this sort of a thing, that it's otherworldly almost. It doesn't feel real worldy. More of a noirish kind of a feel, because it's not reality. Yeah. I didn't see some of the twists coming. Some I did. Like I said, the acting, some good, some not so good. Ben Affleck himself, not particularly great in it. Yeah, but it's one of those films that you need to watch yourself. You need to formulate your own opinion on, most definitely. Like I said, on a second viewing, at the moment I'm middle of the table with this film, and on a second viewing I think I could go either that way and like it, or that way and totally think, you know, this has just fallen foul of its own, how clever it's actually trying to be. But there we go. Anyway, that's it. That's me done. I've done talking. Is this a film you've seen? Let me know in comments down below. Do you like Ben Affleck? Let's talk about it. Whatever you want to say in the comments, let me know about this movie and your thoughts. And I'll see you on the next one. Take care all, and goodbye.